All right, students, so today we're making a queso recipe. It's called the cheddar queso because we're using some cheddar cheese in addition to other cheeses. And a lot of cheeses that you'll find on the internet are white. So the difference is the kind of cheese that you use. The very first thing we're going to do is start heating up our stovetop. It's a good temperature, but I'm going to give it just a minute to keep going. And I'm going to put out my silicone spatula so that it doesn't melt while we use it with our stovetop. So the very first direction is to heat your half and half. And you can tell by that sizzle that it's a little hot. So I'm going to just take it off of the heat so that it doesn't all burn up. When you're cooking with your milk products, they scorch really easily. That means that they develop a skin on them because they get so overly hot that all of the molecules, they bind together and they create a skin. So you want to keep, while you're cooking, you want to cook on a lower heat and you want to keep your liquid moving. So we've heated up our half and half. Next, we're going to put in our Velveeta and our cheddar cheese and our cream cheese. How many of you have ever worked with Velveeta before? A few of you, good job. Do you know how it's different from like normal cheddar cheese? So what we have with our Velveeta, this is what it looks like. It kind of looks like a block of cheddar cheese that's ungraded. What it is it's cheese processed cheese. So basically in like the 1930s, they decided to combine the best of both worlds of all of the different kinds of cheese, and they made it so that it's both easy to melt and it doesn't provide any clumps afterward. So it melts really easily and it creates a nice smooth texture. It was originally used as a cheese spread, but since that time it's been used as a filling for mac and cheese and for other products as well. So I'm just going to keep stirring these and help them to melt. I'm just going to keep breaking them up in little pieces. So again, when we cook our dairy products, they burn, or the proper word is they scorch very, very easily. So you have to keep them moving and you want them on a lower heat. The same holds true for eggs and other protein foods as well. So in our lab next week, we'll deal with a meat protein and we'll see how to cook that. Okay, so we'll just keep going with our mixture here. Alrighty. So we just want to keep mixing this until all of our cheeses are melted. The same principle would apply with soups that you make. There's a white sauce called a bechamel where you mix milk and flour together and they create a really creamy soup. This is kind of like your Alfredo sauces. So we keep them moving so that they can distribute the heat evenly. If we were just to leave it and walk away, it would develop a skin, it would scorch, and it would be unusable. All right. Can you smell it? Does it smell pretty cheesy?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So my cheese is pretty much melted. I'm just gonna give it about 30 more seconds to go ahead and keep melting. The other thing with this lab is, since we're working with heat, I'd prefer it if you don't wear gloves, because if on the off chance that your gloves do touch the hot pan, they could melt and you could have a serious injury. So during this lab, pretty much you don't have to wear gloves, is what I'm saying. All right, so our cheese is melted. You can see very minimal clumps in it. So we'll go ahead and add our salsa. This is my salsa of choice. It's a tomatillo chili verde. I'm not authentic, but basically this is the Kroger brand green salsa. And you just need half a cup of that to pour in to your cheese mixture. And then I also have this eighth of a cup of jalapenos. They come in these little cans. That's also Kroger brand. It's just diced jalapenos. So that's what I use for my queso. And then we have a couple of spices that we put in. So both of these, that's for next period. We have cumin and we have chili powder. It's just 1/8 of a teaspoon of both of those. So we'll just mix all of that together. And then your queso is ready. Kind of cool. So then I'll just transfer this into another dish and you are good to go. So you can just serve it with chips and we're all done.